Hi, Sugarscape. I'm Kev from Two Door Cinema Club, and I think one of the best things about being in a rock band is this crazy idea that because the more well known you become, the more people want to give you stuff for free. Just it's ridiculous
That's
sometimes. You know, it's just like obviously the bigger you get, you know, you're making a bit more money, but then the people want to give you even more stuff for free. Like
What stuff do you get?
I'm wearing my whole top half I got for free.
Nice.
And my shoes.
It's just stuff that like everything I'm wearing but my shoes was free. Stuff that we could have done with a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it's like when you really need it is
People
back
want
in
it,
the
people,
day.
yeah, but then no one wants to give you stuff because you're not going to be seen wearing
In
it.
America, we got to go into to Adidas and just like take whatever we wanted.
Yeah, it is.
You couldn't do that if you weren't in a band.
No,
Yeah,
I couldn't do
There's a
that.
certain clothing brand who just sends shoes to our management office
We
constantly,
had to tell them.
and we had to tell them to stop. We've never even worn any of them.
We ended up with
Trainers, like we don't wear trainers.
we ended up with something close to 50 pairs over a few months.
eBay.
No, just give it up to charity. It's just like, this is pointless. It's
Yeah.
like, why? When in any situation would we ever
You see
have the
a lot of
need for
homeless-
50
a lot of homeless
pairs?
people in London with some sweet kicks on.
Yeah.
Um,
The shoe crisis in London has just been resolved by Two Door Cinema Club.
Yeah, thanks for that, guys.
Are you recording? My
Yeah.
flip cam has a red light.
Right, I'm
are we still
recording.
going then?
Yeah.
I was thinking of stuff that we could get away with being in a band, but there's one which we didn't get away with. We were in Austria playing a festival last year or the start of this year, and we were playing with Blood Red Shoes, who we're quite good friends with, and
Always a bad influence.
always. I mean, we say that, but I think there's a lot more drinking goes on when we're with them, and. We were leaving the festival site and we found this huge mirror ball. I mean, it was maybe 4 feet around, maybe 5. It was huge, and I spotted it, mentioned it to the rest of the guys we were with. It was the three of us, and we were with Stephen from Blood Red Shoes, and so we decided to steal it. And so we
Just
got
more
it.
the fun of rolling it down the street. Rather
Yeah,
than
It was,
taking
there was
home.
loads of snow as well, so
Yeah.
I really
Oh,
wanted to,
yeah.
because in my head, if we kept rolling it, it would just be a massive comedy snowball, but it was actually solid in the
Yeah.
middle.
So Stephen and I took charge and started rolling it down the street, and all of a sudden our hands were just cut to pieces and we were bleeding everywhere. And
It's the side of these.
and we were standing out looking at each other, looking at our hands, and then looked at all these three guys running up the road shouting at us, chasing us, and
We still kept rolling
we
it.
still kept trying to get it away from them.
They could obviously go a bit faster than us. We're like, come on, we're almost at the hotel. We're almost there.
Yeah, so
Didn't know what we planned to do.
we got a big telling off. They took that back. We went back to the hotel, and then Stephen managed to spill wine all over one of our hotel rooms. And the next day, we got a formal complaint from the festival, and they asked Stephen and I to write an apology letter,
I did.
which feels like we were back at school
Yeah,
or something.
rock and
I
roll.
The most.
There was another ridiculous thing. People telling us off at an electric picnic as well.
Oh, we were playing frisbee.
We couldn't even get away with playing frisbee
Couldn't
at
get
a
away.
festival.
Yeah. You can get away with some ridiculous stuff that I'm not going to talk about. But you can't even play frisbee.
When we were playing Frisbee, this
So
guy
fun.
came over and was just like, listen lads, I'm only going to say this once. And from that point,
From that point on,
No, we said guys. That's the thing.
yeah,
Guys.
we were
He was down with the
right.
kids.
Guys, I'm only going to say this once. I'm only going to say this once.
But then the best bit about the story is then we were like, all right, okay. We just took it. We were like, okay, sorry, no Frisbee. And they were like, then we were like slapping
was
him behind
pretty
his back. And then the best thing about it was he walks past again, but this little kid who was about 3 years old, who was backstage with his parents, was playing with our Frisbee. So he was kind of like, I really want this. Like, there's a kid playing with
I
our
mean,
Frisbee.
he said I'm only going to say this once, but actually said it twice.
little kids get away with more than we do.
He didn't like me because as soon as he said that, I went, I did the whole pretend to throw it and drop it. I just went, He was like, so we don't get away with it
We
quite a lot.
get away with a lot.
I think one of the other good things you get away with is watching concerts from great positions sometimes.
Oh, really?
Like
For free.
we're
Yeah, you get
doing a festival in
Nice treatment.
in Belgium called Pukkelpop, and it's one of the best kind of layouts because you can actually go and watch from the pit, like in front of the barrier. So usually you kind of watch from side stage, which sometimes is a bit rubbish because you
Yeah.
can't really hear a lot. But this one was great. Just watching the national and like they're there and you're just like just in front of the crowd.
It's kind of a bit awkward.
Yeah, it
you
was
kind
a
of
bit-
felt like
Yeah.
they were going to tell you to leave.
But it was great. Yeah, and kind of being able to watch a lot of bands is always good.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys.
Thank
It's
you.
been insightful.